What's up, Yield? Just trying to get everything together before the big show. Starting in 1 sec, dudes. Thanks for coming on in.
Yo, Flessin, Sexy! Slicing all the veggies with a sword named Woke. Exposing Lion Brian, gonna make him go broke. Wounding all the lefties through the power of debate. All the liberals gonna come cause Vic exposes all the hate. Choking out my wallet, buying up the super chat. The #1 source for clowning on bullshit. Say it one more time. Vic is a down.
We're starting any second now. I'm just waiting for Cool Vic to finish on it. And he is very cool, and I'm not cool. Say something. I was having some connection issues. If you guys could say something, that would be awesome. Thank you, Angela. I'm having some connection issues. If you guys could say something, I'm just testing a couple things out, but we'll be up in just 1 minute. Well, terrific. Is Vic done now? Oh, bummer. My internet booted me then. Because I think he was going to raid. Maybe he didn't. Did he raid to somebody else? It's okay if he did. I just want to know. My feelings depend on it.
Time to subscribe. Be one of the tribe. Say it one more time. Victor is a dime. Time to subscribe. Be one of the tribe. God. Strike. Say. Hey. Slicing all the veggies with a sword named Rope. Exposing Lion Brian, gonna make him go broke. Wounding all the lefties through the power of debate. All the liberals gonna come to Vic exposes
love you
all the hate.
guys. Can you guys hear
Choking out my
things?
wallet, buying up the super chats. Your #1 source for clowning on bright chat. Say it one more time. Victor is a dime. Time to subscribe. Be one of the tribe. 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 Be one of the tribe.
party.
In the cool verse. In the cool verse. You got to subscribe to the cool verse. Cool Victor has the goods. All right, debating like they should.
Thank you so much for being here, guys.
This channel gonna make your day.
This is insane. Thank you.
Subscribe to the cool verse. Uncle Vic will make you smile while you're learning all the while. Gonna stream all weekday. Brian Shappy super gay. Gonna stream all weekday. I said Brian Shappy super gay. You got to subscribe to the cool verse. You got to subscribe to the cool verse. Make sure to save for the super chat. Vic reward you with a big ass laugh. You never know who might stop by to dunk on Sarah, Dusty, and Brian.
You got it, model. I'll mod you up, dude, right after this.
We got Rachel and Andrew and Big Rock too, to make debaters out of all of you. The cool verse. You got to subscribe to the cool verse. Cool Vic, cool Vic, cool Vic.
Hey, that cool Josh.
You got to subscribe to the cool verse. Cool Vic, cool Vic, cool
Hey,
Vic.
that cool Josh too.
Brian Shappy super gay. You got to subscribe to the cool verse.
Cool Josh too.
Not cool, Josh.
You're a giant fucking nerd, Jared.
Shut the fuck up and let me finish now, because now it's my turn, okay? Dude, shut the fuck up. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Shut the fuck up. This is my turn to talk now, okay, asshole? You smug little bitch.
Daddy, no! My God. She's a beaut.
I care about a 26-year-old whose 3-year-old is in the back seat, who's going to have to grow up now without a father. I care about everybody, not just if you're on the right.
Oh my God, guys, my internet is torturing me. It is torturing me right now. No, you're not having a stroke. That was the beginning of my show. That was horrible. Hey, but you know what? What is a not cool show without infinite technical difficulties? Infinite. How are you guys today? Did you guys enjoy the intro? No, this is not Angela's fault. This was this is how much I'm willing to pay for the internet's fault. But thanks, guys, for hanging in there. I really, really appreciate it. I mean, we did go from 105 to 43, but that's okay. That's okay. This was a bizarre time for me. This was one of the worst starts to a show that I've ever had in my life. How are you guys? Can I see some ones and W's in the chat for how awful my technical difficulties are? Oh my God. Did you guys like the intro of the show where I just like furiously and quickly, clipped up all the stuff that Cool Vic was showing tonight, like the Brian Shapiro stuff? Have you guys ever seen Brian Shapiro act like that? Have you guys ever seen Brian Shapiro behave like that? I mean, that kid really triggered him. And you know what's funny is tonight we finally know for sure that Brian Shapiro, if he's getting owned, it's not just if somebody is upsetting him, it's if he's specifically getting owned. Then Brian loses his mind. You can only imagine what kind of a kid Brian was. I mean, he was that kid when you were in high school who was like the redheaded kid. He wore hoodies and he'd be really quiet and like he'd act kind of cool at first, like normal. And you let him into the group, and then the first time you like clowned on him, he just had a huge overreaction, like killed a cat or something. I could see Brian Shapiro killing pets, killing animals at one point. It's not something that I want to see, but it is true. And so, Cool Vic was nice enough to raid you guys on over here. I think that was one of the best Brian Shapiro debates I've ever seen in my life. I think I've never seen such explosive fireworks with a Brian Shapiro debate. That one lives in infamy. So now it's like the Rachel Bryan debate, and then this kid. What was this kid's name again? What was that? I think Vic was trying to get him into the actual chat, right? Or he was trying to like get him to stream into the channel. What's that kid's name? Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, taking his BB gun and just planking animals. You know what I'm saying? Guys, we do have Cash App and Venmo. Let me get the bar up here. You guys remember last night, our darling little baby boy Guns was wrapped up in a whole bunch of different death objects. And you guys saved him. You guys were a bunch of awesome watermelon felons. You guys threw the Cash Apps down. But we're back to raffles tonight, guys. We're back to raffles. Hi, Miss D. Carson's in the house. You're friends with him, right, Miss D? We got Smokey Bear Bad, baseball bats, and toads. Yeah, no doubt. Corporal, thanks for being here, bud. Carrie, thanks for modding it up, dude. Thanks for the links. We have, who else we got up in this? Pauly Shorts. Joshy, I ever watched the 1822 monologue? Brian did insulting Rob. Oh, no, you're right. Yes. He did lose his mind just as bad with Rob. Scott the God Mod, thanks for being here, bud. You guys help out so much. Sepaternal Chaos, thanks for being here. Pauly Short, Daddy, no! Daddy! We got Rambo Bright. Oh, that's such a funny name, Rambo Bright, dude. That's so funny, dude. You guys are funny. Yield to Me was first in the chat. Yield to Me was the very, very first one in the chat. I did see Cool Vic Daddy. But like I said, guys, we are riddled with technical difficulties tonight. I need you guys to forgive me. Because tonight was a W. Where's Alan? Did Alan get a permanent pot down? Can anybody confirm if Alan got a permanent pot down or not? Here, while you guys are answering that, let's play our first skit. We have a ton of skits tonight, you guys. We can start with a James, or we got a Cash App from Jason. Thank you, Jason. We have our first watermelon felon. W's and ones in the chat. Thank you very much. We have the raffle has begun. All right, let's get a James Ripton skit. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We got to get through these skits. You know me. We have to do this.
Telling me to wear a mask at the grocery store? Bitch, I am a mask. Ah! No!
What's wrong, Sock?
You can talk? What happened to you? Where's James?
Hello, Sock. It's me, James Ripton. What's going on?
You killed Teddy!
What? No, I didn't. I mean, I may have stabbed him 8 times and then cut his head off and mounted it on a trophy plaque, but it's not like it did anything. He talks more than ever now.
And if it makes you feel any better, Sock, I'm dead too.
It doesn't.
Sock and Teddy are buddies. Teddy is the worst. I hate Teddy. Sock accidentally made Teddy. I had a teddy bear. I threw it in the magical closet. That's where Sock came alive. And then Teddy became a thing. He was given to me as a Christmas gift, and I hated it. He's a mutant freak. I hate Teddy. All right, guys, let's get another short out of the way. I'm telling you, we have a ton of shorts tonight. I'm so excited for you guys to see this. Here's Sock's cousin from Boston. He's in the house. His name's Shark Ripton. I can't wait to introduce you guys.
Hello, Instagrammers. It's me, James Ripton. And because of the pandemic, Sock's cousin from Boston is gonna come stay with us for a while.
That's right. And I'm gonna warn you, James. He's a little pushy and he's not gonna look like you expect him to.
That's okay, Sock. Besides Teddy, I accept all walks of life.
Introducing Shark Ripton.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Shark Ripton from Boston. I have this accent, and I like baseball, and I like Goodwill Hunting and shit. Okay. Hey, why the fuck are you looking at me so funny, huh? What, am I a clown? Am I here to amuse you? Well, no, I just... And what the fuck's up with your mouth, huh? Why are you doing that? You doing it on purpose, wise guy? Wait, hold on just a second. Now what's wrong with my mouth? It looks stupid. It looks like you're doing this. Okay, well, this has been colorful. Fuck you.
Aw, poor Jamesy. Shark Ripton. He's a shark puppet from Boston. He still has the last name Ripton. He actually lives in the toilet, and there's an episode where I go poo-poos on him. I didn't clip that one for you tonight because I wanted to see how you guys reacted to Sock. Are you having a medical Smokey Bear Bat? Are you having a medical episode, bud? Is that true? Are you okay? Guys, we need prayers and ones for Smokey Bear Bad. All right, guys. So you know how I actually started kind of getting some credibility in the Coolverse was there's the show that I do. Josh, this fucking sucks, brother. Are you all right? Really? What's going on, man? I'm like taking this seriously. Are you okay, Smokey Bear Bad? Call an ambulance. I mean, if you need something, call. I know, if this is a joke I'm not in on, well then you got me. You definitely got me. So tonight I was trying to tell you guys we love dunking on Bryce Shapp and the my claim to fame in the Coolverse. You know how Vic and I kind of started our bond, so to speak, was the no cap Bryce Shapp minute. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The no cap Bryce Shapp minute that Cool Vic shows every once in a while. Not cool, Josh. I found Alan. I put him in deprivation tank, and now he's saying he can hear in the color blue. I think that's called the MK Ultra, right? That's the MK Ultra. Somebody named Adam. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for the $10. You watermelon felon, you. We have 2 cash apps now. We're gonna have a good price tonight. We're gonna have a good price. I'll tell you once we get there, but. Watermelon Felon, one's in the chat. Thank you very much, Adam. I'm trying very hard not to dox people. I can't wait till I'm monetized so we can just do super chats because I'm just a little boy, and then I feel like once I get monetized again, I can be a man like Cool Vic. Maybe I'll grow all the way to 7 feet tall like he is. He is the Jolly Green Giant of the debate world. He's an intimidating, lovable teddy bear. As a matter of fact, he's my big old bowl of sweeties. I love Cool Vic. Adam Ska, Lib Destroyer, my buddy, my friend. He graces Brian Shapiro. I want to see Brian Shapiro get that mad at you, Adam. I want to see him get that mad at you. And you know what? You weren't lying, Adam. You said wait till Friday, Josh. I will cash app you Friday. Thank you so much, brother. You're a man of your word, guys. Adam is awesome. Adam is really, and he does videos too. You guys should go see them. But I was talking about how I do the no cap Bryce Shapp minute, and I was thinking about the Warren and Brian interview yesterday. They had a debate, and at this point, I don't believe that Brian doesn't understand the DEI argument, right? So I made a no cap Bryce Shapp trying to explain to Brian the DEI argument because it's starting to piss me off. I'm starting to think that Brian, like, this might be a character. I mean, I'm sure he's an insufferable leftist, but this might be like a genius character he's created. And he just psychologically knows. Maybe he's so good at psychology that he just knows how to press millions of people's buttons around the world. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to just wring Brian's neck, right? So here is my suggestion to Brian Shapiro on how he can better understand and absorb this whole DEI conversation that he just doesn't seem to get. And this is the new No Cap Bryce Shapp minute, but I really wanted you guys to see it because I'm proud of it. Not Cool Show presents the No Cap Bryce Shapp minute. I have been driving in my car for over an hour without air conditioning in 100-degree weather, and I'm just thinking about Bryce Shapp, and I'm just getting good and pissed off. So I'm going to explain this in the most elementary way possible. There is a little black boy, and he wants to be a pilot. And there's no DEI, there's no anything. He just wants to be a pilot. DEI has not even been introduced. And he goes to Pilot Elementary School, and he does a really, really good job. He's really motivated. This is what he really wants to do. And so then he goes to Pilot High School, where he does a really, really good job, and he graduates at the top of his class because not only does he meet the qualifications to graduate, but he went above and beyond. He got more hours as a pilot. He got more experience on different kinds of planes. He took more flight simulators, has more flight simulators. Guys, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to break character, but I'm seeing chats about Smokey Bear Bandit. Is he okay? I want to take that seriously. This is not a joke. This isn't some gimmick that we planned beforehand. Smokey, can you confirm that you're all right, bud? I'm not trying to be your dad. I just, I care about you guys. Yeah, if I didn't, I wouldn't have stopped this genius clip. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. LMAO, fuck off. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't get it. I didn't get the joke. Let's just continue. I apologize. Jesus, you try to care about somebody. Fuck.
Hours than anybody else at that high school, graduate at the top of his class with honors, and so then he gets to graduate and he goes to pilot college. He does really, really well. He doesn't miss any classes. On all of his tests, he aced them the first time. He doesn't fail a test and then he has to retake it. Maybe a lot of people in his class have failed the test and they have to retake it. And so he graduates at the top of his class at pilot college, summa cum laude. So now it's time for him to get out into the world, and he has all of his qualifications. He does meet the basic qualifications because he graduated from pilot college, but he has more pilot hours logged. He has more simulator hours logged. He's flown all kinds of different planes. He's had way more successful trips than anybody else. Not only is he qualified, but he meets and exceeds qualifications to a degree where let's even say he's the best pilot in the world when we graduated that year. And so let's say a year before DEI is implemented, the airport is doing their next round of hiring. And they look at the hiring pool, and you can imagine it as like a circle pie, and let's say there's less than 10% black pilots, and the rest are Caucasian, Asian, Mexican, whatever. He gets hired, and everybody knows that there's only one metric in which the airport hires pilots, and it's whoever is the most qualified. Not just meets qualifications, but the most qualified. And so he gets hired. Nobody thinks it's controversial. All the white pilots that little black pilot beat, they're applauding him. The next year comes around, and we decide we're going to do DEI. What the understanding is there's not enough black pilots. And so we want to find ways, no matter what ways those are, to implement and hire more black pilots. So the country goes, I don't understand why that matters. If we're already hiring black pilots because they are the most qualified for the position, why do we need to hire more black pilots? Maybe because there's less than 10% black pilots that are putting in their applications in the app pool, so there's not as many applications going in as other races. Hold on. Stupid people have to get hurt, and I can't finish a point. I want you to grow up, people, and stop getting hurt so that the ambulance doesn't have to interrupt my video. Charlie Kirk says something to the extent of, man, I think DEI is a bad idea because they're not just going to hire the most qualified black person, they're going to have to lower standards to get more black people than those that have more qualifications than other pilots. And Brian Shapiro goes, wait a second, that's racist. No, Brian, it's not racist. I don't know if you're trying not to see what I'm saying. I'm going to simplify it even further for your elementary dumb ass. All right? Last hiring season, no DEI. Best pilot, most qualified, nay, overqualified pilot was a black man. He was hired in good faith. Everybody loved it. Everybody applauded it. This year, DEI implemented. There were only 13 black applicants for pilots, and all of them just simply met qualification. They did not exceed qualification. So initially, we weren't going to hire them because there were 10,000 other applications that exceeded expectation. But because DEI says we have to, we're going to hire 2 of those black pilots anyway, even though they are not as overqualified abundantly as these 10,000 other applicants. Why are we doing that, if not for simple racist reasons? And you know what you're going to do, Brian? You're just going to say, no, racist! You fucking mushroom gobbler.
Why can't he understand that? And you know when I made that video, I did not realize how long that was. I'm super sorry about that. There weren't that many jokes. If the ambulance didn't drive by, there would have been nothing funny. But luckily, that was hilarious. Thank you, ambulance. Was that yours, Smokey Bear Bandit? Also, Dustin Hansford, don't think I didn't see you walk up in this motherfucker. He is a celeb. Dustin Hansford is one of the biggest G's on planet Earth. And if you guys knew him, you'd be throwing ones and W's all day. DEI was the reason Spirit Air failed. I know. I know. They didn't have seats wide enough for people to torque anymore, and so they just shut her down. They potted it down. No more. Absolutely no more DEI. So anyway, guys, what is it? Do you guys think Brian Shapiro truly doesn't understand that concept, even though it's been explained to him 24 times by Tim Pool, multiple times by Brian? I mean, I think even Andrew threw his hat in the ring on that one. Does he get, is he grifting? Is that a grift? was worried you're going to break character again to go help an ambulance. I will never break character to help somebody ever again because Smokey made me feel fucking stupid about it. Because of you, Smokey, I will just let lives wither away so that I can keep being spurgy and somewhat humorous. How about not humorous? How about entertaining? You guys got to, I'm somewhat entertaining. This is I'm not going to say your name, but there, say Watermelon Felon in the chat because we have our third Watermelon Felon. It's okay, Smokey. I'm just kidding. I'm super just kidding, bro. Watermelon Felons, Juan's in the chats. I was actually worried about you, dog. I'm allowed to worry. I'm not your mother, but I mean, I might be your father, Smokey. Right, guys? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But we have 3 Cash Apps. We just need 2 more, and I get to do a raffle for a prize. You guys want a prize, don't you? Yield, he's getting his DVD. It's not Yield, but I can never remember this dude's name. But I'm sending a DVD of a movie that I was in called Rent-A-Pal. I signed it. I put it in a little package, and I sent it on its merry way over to whatever the fuckville, and he's going to watch it. He's going to think it's subpar because I'm not the best actor, but he has one, and he knows the guy's me. And I have cartoons that I'm making for people. Guys, do the Cash App. Venmo, Josh, Darko666, Cash App. Josh, stop. Right? I did, Smokey. I said a prayer in my head for you, bro. I'm a religious person. I said a prayer in my head for you. Okay, guys, Conspiracy Corner today. Conspiracy Corner is going to be the most coldest take imaginable, but it was something I was thinking about today, and I really, really want to know what you guys think about it. Have you guys ever heard of an event called September 11th, 2001? I know, cool, Vic, that was totally off the cuff just now, and I'll never remember it again. The only way I'm going to be able to do it is if I go back and watch this, because that was just right off the top of my head. And I'm so glad that you said something, because because as I was doing it, I was like, oh, wow, I think I really put a bow on this one, dude. That's awesome. Adam says, Vic, hi, brother. We're all a family here. I feel like we're all brothers. And Cool Vic is like our older brother who taught us how to play with BB guns way too early, and our mom got mad at us. You know what I mean? Or we found the beers in Vic's closet and we had one, and then mom was super mad at us. Or he mooned us one day, and so we learned how to moon, pull your pants out, show your ass to somebody. And so we went to go moon our sister, but we didn't realize that our balls hang too low. So we moon, and then it's not just our ass, but our balls are there. And Vic never taught us that. That's a bad brother. That's a bad older brother. Yes. I don't want to say Sempiternal Chaos is getting the DVD. It's going to be fun. It's going to be super, super fun. But yeah, Vic taught us how to show our balls accidentally to our sisters. I didn't freeze. I didn't know what else to say to that. I'm embarrassed that I said that. I'm very embarrassed. I'm going to play the Conspiracy Corner jingle now, which is nowhere near as good as the Cash App jingle. I'll never be able to do that again. I'll never, ever, ever be able to do that again in my life. That was ad lib at its finest, which reminds me, Brian using ad hum. Oh, we have another Cash App. That's 4 Cash Apps. Jason, thank you very much. Watermelon Felon, you guys. Watermelon Felon. What was I just saying right before? When I see money on the screen, my brain just rewires. What was I saying right before the money part, you guys? I can't rewind. I don't have a remote. I can't just rewind this. I don't have a remote. Can somebody tell me where I was going right before that happened? Pix Paradox is the man. It's really cool that you had the opportunity. Did you guys know I've never met Vic in person? He let me drink his beers. He showed me how to do a moon balls to my sister, but I have never met him in person before. Watermelon Felon from before Per Angela. Oh, yeah, but there's 80 of you in here, there's 90 of you in here. Can somebody tell me what I was talking about right before the Cash App distracted me? I was on a roll. Anyway, I was about to do Conspiracy Corner. It's about September 11th. I know, coldest take imaginable. Very, very sad time. There's not many jokes to tell about that, except for, I thought about this ad one time for 7-Eleven, maybe in the window, they should have 2 big gulps, and a plane flying between them, and then it says 7-Eleven, never forget. Right? I thought that would be a good ad. Do you guys think that would be a good ad? That was very insensitive. Conspiracy Corner, September 11th. So I'm going to play the intro, and then I want to ask you guys a question about it.
Conspiracies fill in the gaps of unanswered questions. What does it mean? Is Candace Owens really black? How much does Alex Jones weigh? And who are these guys? What are the truthy woothies?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Cash App.
I hate when I do that. You know, you just leave. Just leave now. The show's over. The show is over. I said so much in such a little bit of time, and I do it every time. And it's when I watch these back, there is absolutely nothing that can save me from it. I'm not like, is there an angle where I just don't look like a total idiot, like a total just retarded, inefficient loser? No, it's cringy every single time. Guys, get out. I want Alan. I only want Alan in the room. Alan, come here. I need you to just sit there for 10 minutes and rip me apart limb from limb, because that's what I deserve. That's what I deserve. That's absolutely what I deserve. Anyway, I was saying Cash App. That's not what I was saying. I was saying, guys, there's a little bit of news. I got to quit my day job today. I got to quit my day job today. I did it. I don't like to talk about real finance. You know, I'll make the little jokes about the Cash App stuff, but I got to actually quit my day job. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. You know, I'm a pretty far up manager at Spirit Halloween. It's a cool job because you get, like, if you're in management, it's not a very cool job if you're a sales associate and you make nothing. You make nothing. Sorry, Spirit. I hope none of my bosses are watching this. Oh, you guys aren't my bosses anymore. Oh my God. What? You guys thought you were never going to get me out of there. But you know what? It was Cool Vic promoted me to run his secondary channel, Everybody Be Cool. You guys have been nothing but generous every single night when we're doing the Not Cool show. I mean, really, you guys are I could not tell you enough how thankful I am for this. I even well up sometimes when I'm like, God is so good. God is so good. We don't deserve anything. None of us do. If anybody out there feels special, you're not. Me included. You know what I mean? I see people in the chat. Somebody was like, first, and somebody said, I'd like to meet Joshy someday. Like I'm anything. And I'm like, dude, you're probably cooler than me, right? We are nothing. And then, you know, God brought us into this world. That's the only value we have is the breath of life that God gave us. Other than that, we need to create our own value, and we need to do our God-given duties, right? So I every once in a while, I try to talk about God and Christianity and Jesus on the channel. That's something that we all have to do. But as humbled as that makes me, I'm very, very privileged and excited that I got to quit my day job, and I get to do this full time now. You guys, thank you, Cool Vic. If it wasn't for Cool Vic, I would still be cool, but because I met him, I'm now not cool. But there's been nothing but benefit. Not only is he a great friend, and he's there for me all the time, he actually helped subsidize my life, and now I get to do something I've always wanted to do as a full-time job. The only thing left, I think, that would complete the universe is if Cool Vic and I were on screen at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, here's Josh, and then here's Vic. Like, hey guys, Mushroom Goblin, 34 count felon, Stormy Daniels 2 weeks before Miguel's nude photo came to Barron Trump. You know, I why not? He would be the silent Bob to my Jay, because all I do you guys realize all I do for an hour and a half is just spurg? I look like we did it. Vic, Cool Vic got the 5th Cash App on here. So now we have to do a raffle. And I don't know, should there be a rule that Cool Vic can't win? Should Daddy not be able to win? That's, you know, that'd be like if the guys who owned Colorado Lotto, because I'm from Colorado, if the guys who won Colorado Lotto won the lottery, right? Can he do that? Brother, here I am. This is all I do. I just talk for an hour and a half. That's all I do. No, Vic, you're going to get the prize. I like when we do sketchy things. I like when somebody's actually first and then they get to actually, essentially, they pay you enough to make a lie happen, right? You get to write a lie down in the history books because people are right. The winners of wars, the people that have the benefits in history, they get to write history. And that's what you did, Vic. You write history. Somebody is all excited and ready. They get the notification. They try to click it as fast as they can. They try to say hi. And you know, when you're trying to like say hi first in the chat, your fingers are fumbling. But somebody does it. Somebody does it every single time. And Vic's like, hey, good job. Oh, somebody paid me $20. Fuck you. You know what I mean? So I want to be like that too. Let's do sketchy stuff. I love it. I'm almost thinking that you guys have heard this when we do the raffle for the Cash Apps. Whoever wins, I can be bought. Maybe somebody takes the win from somebody. If Cool Vic wins tonight, I implore somebody to send a Cash App so that I'm tempted to take it away from Vic. Wouldn't that be funny? That'd be so funny. Cash App. Joshy Darko 666. Cash App for Josh Staub. Did I do it? Vic, was that it? Joshy Darko 666. Cash App for Josh Staub. Damn. We did it. That's it. You guys can leave. That's the end of the episode. That's it. Let me name all the things that aren't cool. When the batteries run out on the Talkboy tape recorder. That's not cool. when I start my live streams and then I mute myself by accident, my lights fall down, and then the internet dies because I don't pay enough money for the internet. When my bosses are watching me talk about quitting my job because I get to do internet stuff full time and they don't. I'm just kidding. Guys, stay here. Don't leave. Stay here. Don't leave. Don't leave. But Cool Vic, I love you, buddy. I love you. Thank you for being a watermelon felon. You're officially now a watermelon felon because that's what I call my homies. At first it was a pineapple mango, but the pineapple thing, right? The pineapple thing. I think that means like swinger or something, right, guys? We can't do that. We can't do that. How long ago did I introduce Conspiracy Corner? And I've just been sitting here spurging. This is what I do. Hold on, guys. There might be something important going on. I got to check and see what's going on here. Okay. All right. Hey, honey, I only have one phone. So when I'm live streaming, the pictures are very distracting, but I love you. You're a buxom beauty. You're a beautiful blonde. You have a giant set of personalities. I mean, just wonderful personalities. Chef's kiss personalities. But Daddy's doing a live stream. So anyway, Cool Vic. Thank you. I know. I forgot about Conspiracy Corner too. But okay, essentially, let's just get it out of the way. As far as September 11th, 2001, a very sad time. What do you guys think? I mean, what's the definitive thing? I thought that I read somewhere that there were CIA redactions, and we got some official documents to where the CIA, it wasn't necessarily constructed by the CIA, but they knew that the Middle Eastern people were going to do it, and they didn't stop it because then they would get to do like the Patriot Act, and they'd get to do more surveillance, and they could, squeeze more money out of us. I think, wasn't it Janet Reno who was even quoted saying, like, this is going to be very beneficial for us? Like, oh my God, dude, like 1,000 people died. What are you doing? And so what is the official word? Angela, I know you have a take on this. Does anybody have a take? Is there anywhere where if there's a final official word on what actually happened with September 11th? Right? And also, W's for Alex Jones, because he knew that was coming from a mile away and nobody believes him. Or maybe they do believe him and they're just like, shut the fuck up, Alex. And then they use the heart attack gun and they're like, you're going to get fat and drunk we have this technology and we will make you fat and drunk. And I'm like, did you do that to me? I don't even drink, but I'm fat. Was it Will Ferrell, Janet Reno? Dude, Craig, that's so funny because Will Ferrell played the best Janet Reno. Will Ferrell played Janet Reno better than Janet Reno. And infinitely more attractive too, because she looks like Brian Shapiro's bottom jaw. He has the caveman thing, and he looks like he has that stupid dip in his mouth because he has that mad dog foaming from the mouth. We got to see that tonight in action. The only thing better is if he actually was like, we had a profile, and we could see him like, fuck you. You need to shut up. It's my turn to talk, you little bitch. I wish, why not? Why can't we see that? Why can't Brian Shapiro be in on the joke with us? Why not? Well, he's already a mushroom gobbler, right? He already spurgs more than anybody has ever spurged in existence. And guess what? I already forgot that I have to do the Cash App raffle. So I'm going to do the Cash App raffle. This is what's happening. We're going to do the Cash App raffle real quick. Give me one moment. I got to bring up that stupid app, that does a little spinny wheel and it randomly selects somebody. And if it's Cool Vic, cool, he gets to win. He gets to, unless somebody wants to buy it from him. I can be bought too. And until I get actual super chats, because we're going to do the first thing in here too. Look, I'm a part of the Coolverse. I'm not necessarily ripping off Vic if I take some of his ideas for really cool Cash App ideas, right? Because that whole first thing, that happened really organically. I don't think Cool Vic planned for that to happen, where people really wanted to be first, and then he could be bought, and then people, we're spending like $300 just to pretend to be first in Cool Vic's chat. Do you guys understand what we're doing? We're pretending to be first. We're not really first. But we're spending hundreds of dollars on it. Vic didn't write that down. He didn't say, all right, this is going to be a brilliant idea. That just happened organically. And I'm taking it as soon as I get monetized. The Coolverse. All right, so let's do it. We're going to do the random wheel here. All right, it's spinning. It's spinning. It better not be Vic. And if it is somebody, you better buy it from him. Mike. That's all I'm going to say. Mike. Good thing there was only one Mike. But we have somebody named Mike that won. Mike, you won. Mike, you did it, bud. You finally won something. You finally got a W in this world. I'm gonna assume, Mike, that if you're here, things haven't been doing very well for you. If you're here, maybe there's a reason for that, Mike. I don't know. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm just saying, I don't know. Allegedly, if you're here, you're not in a skyscraper making billions of dollars in a hotel suite with like 3 lot lizards, right? Come, Mike, come on, bud. Let's level with each other. I'm just kidding, bud. You're awesome. Everybody who's here is awesome. Thank you, Mike. Mike won. And so, Mike, I don't know. You definitely won something, but I don't know if it's going to be the AI song or if I'm going to make a cartoon of you. Because I just made an AI song for Angela, and she hasn't heard it yet. But that's why I had all the AI songs playing when you guys were loading up into the chat today. But hi, Mrs. Jossie. Oh, is Kendall saying stuff? Hi, wife. Love you. But it was really, really fun to make Angela's song. I'm going to be sending that to Angela. And so, Mike, what do you think, man? If you're in this chat, do you want a cartoon or do you want a song? Which one do you want, bud? Just at your own pace. Just tell me what you want. But in either event, just email me. It's joshua.staub@gmail.com. So like right here, how it says Josh Staub, it's just joshua.staub@gmail.com. What would Mike have to do to get said prize? Okay, so well, you just email me. You email me, and then I go ahead and make it for you, and then I email it. Look at my wife. Those just awesome personalities. Just personality. I love her personality. I love it. I absolutely love it. Joshy Darko 666. Cash App to Josh Staub. Right? What do you guys think? I know, cool, Vic. Those are just off the top of my head, bud. That's right off the. You want a jingle for the? You want a jingle for the show? You want a jingle for your show? I got you, dude. I got you. Cool, Vic. Giving all the cash apps to the Cool Vic. Oh, we'll work on it. We'll workshop that one. All right, Adam Scott Lip Destroyer. Yeah, the jingle is the best. Mod's email address. Yeah, joshua.staub@gmail.com. Hail Scott, Cool Vic, Kendall, Adam Scott Lib Destroyer, Pix Paradox. What would Mike have to do to get said price song? You would have to email me. Hello, Mrs. Staub. Angela, awesomeness. Cool, Vic. That reggae one was great. Vic, I sent that reggae one to you a while ago. I understand it doesn't really fit with the overall tone of what of kind of the theme of how the songs go at the beginning of your show. But I love that you like the theme. The Cool Vic theme is so cool, and I hope you're not upset that I used part of it for my intro, but I made sure it wasn't like the singy parts. But yeah, I did that song for Cool Vic, the one the Cool Vic, the super sexy chick. I didn't do that part. It wasn't me that said, Cool Vic, but I got that song done for him, and it's really cool. It really, really worked out. And all like the little graphics that spin around and stuff, not the actual substance, that Cool Vic with the American flag, I didn't do that. But the spinny things and the transitions and stuff, I did that for Vic. And if you guys want stuff done like that for your channels, just let me know. joshua.staub@gmail.com. I'm actually working on something for Dragon Fist TV right now because he thought it was dope. And now, he hit me up and I'm working on a little something for him right now. If you guys ever need anything, Daddy's here for you. Angela says, oh my gosh, that was hilarious. That picked up the B when the TV was saying, what? Did something funny happen? Let's see. Kendall Staub made it before he found Jesus, and it was an edgelord. Yeah, no, dude, look, man, I'm going to tell you guys something, a little history story about Joshy. I was an insufferable scene kid in high school. I graduated in 2006. I wore the girl pants. I had the scene swoop. I had the pink stripe down the scene swoop. I had 2 different belts on. I had the oversized belt buckles. I listened to the Blood Brothers and the Locust. I would cry listening to Alkaline Trio. I went to shows every single weekend, and I'm old enough to remember when you could smoke cigarettes right in front of the stage. Right in front of the stage, you could do that. And then the scene kids evolved into death metal kids. Now, I never fell out of that phase. I still love, that's my favorite genre of music is death metal. Like just the harder, the better, like a Amon Amarth, dude. Like, I'm in a death metal band myself. I love death metal. But when you are not a Christian and you are super into death metal, the satanic imagery is very much what everybody's into. And nobody takes it seriously, but that's how Satan works. He's like, hey, this is the most evil thing you could possibly be doing, but I'm going to make it seem like it's not a big deal so I can sneak my way into your head and you can revolt against God because our nature is to rebel against God. I wish it wasn't, but because sin exists, we rebel against God. Back to Conspiracy Corner. Do you guys believe in the Nephilim? I think it was mentioned briefly in the Bible once, and then it's mostly in the book of Enoch, which is non-canonical, and Charlie Kirk would have kicked my ass for even bringing up the book of Enoch. But there was, when Lucifer fell, Lucifer thought he could do just as good as God, and God was like, dude, what the hell? Get out, you know what I mean? He didn't curse because he was actually referencing the actual place. And so he kicked Lucifer out of heaven with 200 other angels, led by, I think, Semyaza and Azazel, and they fell to earth, and they were like, damn, this sucks. Earth is way not as cool as heaven, but at least there's these sexy chicks around and they were really attracted to women's long hair. And so they procreated and brought forth giants, and those were called the Nephilim. Do we think that's real? Do we think, is that a thing? Is that what Goliath was? Was he a remnant of the Nephilim? I don't know. All the ancient alien people would have a lot to say about that, honestly. Yeah, you think you feel old? I was listening to the Beatles when they were a band. Yikes. I mean, that's not that you're that old, but just like, yikes that you were listening to the Beatles, bro. Aries Van Dam, I want a jingle for my show. I was going to beg Mark. I'll make a jingle for you. Just give me some time. Adam Scott Lip Destroyer, the Book of Enoch is insane. That book is wild, dude. That book is wild. Adam Scott Lip Destroyer, praise our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Absolutely. I love you, God. Angela put her hands together. I'm excited to see how many people are believers in here. Joshy explaining how it was the last time I went. Oops. Last time I went to a concert. How much has it changed? It's changed a lot. The fact that, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think kids go to concerts anymore. Do you guys have kids and they go to concerts? Is that a thing? That was like the only thing we did every single weekend. We'd check the paper because they would actually list local shows in the paper. And we'd go to like 3 shows a week. They were like $5 to $10. We'd sneak in most of the time. It was just filled with debauchery. They're not good environments. They're not good. I mean, unless you're going to go see DC Talk. Unless you're going to go see the Newsboys. They're just not a very good environment. But that's all we did. I don't see kids going to the shows. I see people my age still going to shows every weekend. Every single weekend. But, oh, yours do, Vic? Okay, that's cool. I hope they're going to the good ones. Because I learned a little too much when I was doing the concert scene. Now, I was in a million bands. I've been on 2 record labels. But even when you get on it seems like the more you get involved in the music scene, if it's not like a Christian or good faith, just the dirty and dirtier it gets. It's why I left the movie industry. And that sounds like I was a big movie star and I had the ability to leave. No, I wasn't a big movie star, but I was starting to gain a little bit of traction. I was getting some roles, but everything you've heard about it is true. Everything. Every single thing you've heard, from people like believing in Satan to the what you've read in the Epstein files, to people like it seems like people in the movie industry genuinely believe in God just so they can mock and rebuke him. Like they get a kick out of it. Like that, like Satan, like they do it for ritualistic reasons in the name of. I just think it's absurd. I had to get out of there. I was never involved with that stuff, but you hear about it all the time. You really do. And some of it is it's like mythological. Some of it you'll never see because you're not in that elite class where you make that much money where you can actually go and witness some of this stuff. But the amount of talk and the amount of smoke, especially about Tom Hanks, I could tell you stories about all the alleged things that Tom Hanks has done. I could tell you stories about all the alleged things that Roman Polanski has done. Quentin Tarantino. It's hard for me to watch a Quentin movie because there are alleged things that he has done that I heard around the circles that were just like, what? People like this exist? Like this is real? Are you serious? Because it's shocking stuff. You can't even read it in a book. It's so shocking. It's just like, whoa, I could have gone my whole life without hearing some of this stuff. Yes, Freddie Mercury. That's true. Okay, so you're aware of some of this stuff. This isn't very funny. I'm sorry. Let's watch a skit. We just talked about all of the horrible cabal of satanic, evil, sexual things they do in the film industry. So let's watch a funny skit. Let's do it. Did I show this one already, guys?
Instagrammer, it's your best friend James. Oh, hello, Instagrammers. It's me, James Ripton. And since not one of you signed up for my Patreon, I'm gonna make my ragamuffin island of misfit toys get jobs. I just can't support them anymore. Help me prepare for their interviews. What is your greatest quality?
Well, I seem to absorb your jizz considerably well, James, you piece of shit.
Well, I'm obviously a badass, and I got a huge bird dick, and I can swallow worms whole with no gag reflex.
I can count all my butthole.
God, Teddy, you are just a special kind of stupid. Why are you guys being so sassy anyways?
You're making us work!
All right, relax.
What'd you guys think of that one? I wish I could do Lifetime movies. I really wish I could. That would be super fun. I think it's super funny. I mean, look, there's stories about Will Ferrell too, but I think it's funny that Will Ferrell's like starting to dip a toe into like Lifetime movies. Guys, I can't tell you, I was the biggest movie fan that you've ever seen. I loved movies. I was living the dream. I had all my favorites. I had a DVD collection, like a 700-piece DVD collection. It was like a library around my bedroom, and like the stuff really destroyed my whole perspective on the entire industry. That's why I love the streaming stuff now. Because it's not possible that this is all a conspiracy that has to do with like a satanic cabal. And I know that now. I mean, I'm hanging out with Cool Vic. He's nothing like that, you know. And there's actually like this awakening of Christ believers, and we're not being quiet anymore. Cash App. Did you send one? Adam, did you do another one? Let me see here. And Mike, remember to email me, joshua.staub@gmail.com. I really want to get these prizes out to you guys. I've been slacking on them a little bit because the workload is just getting huge. Spirit this week, like having to work like 10 hours a day on top of all of the commitments that I made for like prizes, on top of the shorts. Like the shorts, look, I got to be honest. I have to take responsibility for my actions. Cool, Vic. The shorts fell behind. I have like 3 shorts that are almost done for you. The next one that I'm sending you to, that should be ready tonight, that I'm going to be sending to you, is the Warren Smith, Brian Shapiro, because I got really excited about that one, and there was a lot of like cool ideas, so I was able to just put it together right away. But I have like 3 shorts that are almost done, but it was the 10 hours a day of Spirit, get up at 8 in the morning, get home, plan the Not Cool show for like the 2 hours that I had, and then go, watch the Cool Vic show, because I have to. How else do you think that I got the, the clips for Brian Shapiro and everything today so that I could have that ready in the intro, which was really, really funny. I know I've been having to wear pants. Adam says, no, I was telling people, oh yeah, because you're a mod. Adam's a mod. I have all these Goderators in here now. Who else is in here? We have Aries Van Dam. I loved horror and comedies. Now I haven't seen a good comedy since Tropic Thunder. Do you know what happened to comedies? Comedies are just now Marvel movies. They don't make theatrical comedy movies anymore. You have to go straight to streaming for those. But what Marvel did with their formula is that half of Marvel movies are comedies. You know what I mean? And so that's what replaced the theatrical comedy film, because Hollywood found out that all they can do to make money is just blockbusters now. They don't make, or horror movies too, because horror movies can be extremely low budget and they still have a giant return. You can have no huge name actors, but if the movie is scary, then they'll have a huge return. But other than horror movies and like the Marvel stuff, which by the way, restore the Snyderverse. If anybody agrees with that, if anybody feels as passionately as I do about the Zack Snyder, Justice League movies, which Zack Snyder, not a part of any of that nasty stuff. That's why when you see Zack Snyder's name gets mentioned and the media just beats down on him, and then, all the weak-minded people just pile on him too, it's because he's not into all of that. It's because even though he's an insufferable lib, he's just a normal guy. He doesn't do any of that stuff. But restore the Snyderverse. Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition is my favorite movie of all time. The Zack Snyder's Justice League is poetry. I mean, really, that movie's a visual feast. I could watch all 4 hours of it anytime. Oh, Vic, are you serious? Guys, if you can believe it, Vic and I have never talked about this. But I'm a huge, well, my handle on Twitter is Snyder Bro 42069, and it has the Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck Batman is the greatest Batman that ever lived. He's the greatest, most brooding, most terrifying Batman that we've ever seen on screen. I mean, we had Val Kilmer, George Clooney, and then we had the actual Dark Knight, the Phantom, the Banshee that all of the villains are scared of. Even Killer Croc is scared of the Batman. And then, what happened? Warner Brothers got cold feet because Batman v Superman was originally 3 hours and 5 minutes long. And then they were like, we can't release a 3-hour movie in theaters, Zack Snyder. But when they initially showed all their producers, you got a standing ovation. So they took 30 minutes out of it. But it killed the movie. It killed all the momentum. It didn't make sense. And so they released it. And then it stopped the brand dead. And then they got cold feet about Justice League because Zack Snyder was in the middle of making Justice League. It was supposed to be part of the spy film arc. You had Man of Steel. You had Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and 3 Justice League movies. And then it was going to be wrapped up. They weren't going to continue it. I loved that about Marvel movies. They go on for question marks. We don't know when that's ever going to end. But Zack Snyder had a full plan for the skeleton that was the DCEU, and it was going to end. It was going to end on a Flashpoint movie where it was revealed that Reverse Flash, or Zoom, was pulling the strings from behind the whole time, even manipulating Lord Darkseid. And then it was going to end, and it was going to reboot itself, and then, James Gunn could do the dumpster fire shit flops that he's been doing. Now, I know that people will defend James Gunn's Superman a little bit. I don't. And especially the new Millie Alcock Supergirl. That was horrendous. Cool Vic says, people also wanted more Marvel when it's not supposed to be Marvel. Yes, totally. I don't want the quippy jokes. I don't want the bright lights. This was kind of a perfect thing. 3-hour Batman v Superman is a perfect movie. 4-hour Justice League is a near perfect movie. These were beautiful. Flashpoint, yuck. I mean, do you mean like the actual comic? Flashpoint Paradox was really, really good. If you guys watch the cartoon DC movies, they actually have a full cinematic universe called the DCAMU. And it starts with Justice League Flashpoint, and it ends with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. And I would recommend watching. It's like 17 movies long, and it's incredible. It's just like the Marvel formula. They all relate to each other, blah, 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 blah. I passed out my old man brain. That's okay, Mezcal. We have the same plug. I boycotted the MCU. I know that's what it became. Then nothing was cheesier than watching Infinity War or, Endgame. And then that was like that forced scene where all the ladies like jump up and they look tough. I'm just sick of it, man. I saw half of Superman 2025 on the plane to DebateCon, and it sucked. It's bad, dude. It's more of the same. James Gunn makes the same movie every single time. He makes the same movie every single time. And maybe I'll go into that sometime. I've lost I've lost viewers since I started going on this whole spurg on the DCEU. But I love talking about this. I really do. Angela says, if I'm being honest, Supergirl never seemed to catch on. We have Wonder Woman already. Yes, and Wonder Woman, the very first one, did great numbers because Zack Snyder was involved with that. Every movie that Zack Snyder was a producer on in the early DC AMU did extremely well. The first Aquaman movie, the guy who talks to fish, and they got Jason Momoa, who couldn't look less like Aquaman. It made over $1 billion, and Zack Snyder had a hand in that movie. He was a producer on that flick. And then after Aquaman, that's when he completely severed ties, and Walter Hamada took over the entire DCEU, and those movies flopped harder and harder and harder every single time. They had to get Tom Cruise to vouch for the Flash movie. When have you ever seen a high-profile elitist actor like go, that's the best superhero movie I've ever seen, to try to drum up hype for a movie that was doomed? That movie was it was bad. It was bad. I like the Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah, sure, I like those. And yeah, to the Burton films and the Dark Knight trilogy, those were great. Those were great, but they're not. They weren't part of like the shared universe thing. This is specifically the competitor to Marvel. I thought the DCEU with Snyder was killing it, dude. Killing it. What was the name of the DC cartoon movie series you were talking about? It was the DCAMU. The DCAMU, it starts with Flashpoint, ends with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Right after that, they rebooted it, and they had what was called the Tomorrowverse. And the Tomorrowverse wasn't bad. And there was a really, really big reveal at the very end of the Tomorrowverse. It was 10 movies long. They killed it after 10 movies. They did a 3-part Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I thought was amazing. And then there was a little Easter egg at the very end that I was like, oh, that's wonderful. I actually liked the Flash movie. I liked the concept of the Flash movie. I did not like how rushed it was. I did not like the controversy that surrounded it. I did not like that Ezra Miller wasn't having to be accountable for his actions around the time. I loved He-Man as a kid. I loved He-Man, bro. Well, yeah, the new He-Man, it was like Brian Shapiro Noodle Arms He-Man. And I think it was woke. Yucky. I took my son to see Captain Marvel, and I was so disappointed my son didn't care. Yeah. I mean, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Look, guys, the Marvel formula hits a home run every once in a while, but mostly they're the same movie. I love Infinity War. I thought Infinity War was awesome. I love Thor Ragnarok. I thought that was awesome. I thought Phase 1 was pretty cool. It was new. All the origin stories were really cool. And then, once we got to the multiverse, it was bad. It got bad. But I wanted Kang. I thought Kang was cool. Didn't you guys think Kang was cool? Why did they get rid of it? Because Jonathan Majors had some controversy that he ended up having no part in? Kang was awesome. And then they just had to pivot super hard. Not into it. Adam says the new He-Man was trash. Skeletor was the only good thing. Well, Jared Leto Joker, you ready? I'm about to say bye to all of my viewers. Jared Leto Joker, best live action Joker. Sorry. If you guys saw the 4-hour Justice League and you saw Joker's little thing, look, I love Heath Ledger Joker, but Jared Leto Joker, for the 2.5 minutes he was in Justice League, the 4-hour cut, that was like, oh my God, like that was mind-blowing. Like I rewound it and watched it over and over and over again. And his exchange between Ben Affleck, Batman, and they said F words. They said the F word. I'm not talking about Suicide Squad. I'm talking about the 2.5 minutes at the end of Justice League 4-hour cut. They're essentially different Jokers. They're totally different Jokers. They just are. The one at the Justice League 4-hour cut, he's like a sadistic, insane weirdo. All right, Josh, it was fun working with you. Hey, we connected on a lot of things, and I would like to at least argue it. I'm not trying to change your mind, but I would at least like to argue it, okay? I don't like Jared Leto in the Suicide Squad, the bad Joker. Suicide Squad, bad Joker. Justice League, good Joker. I loved it. Bad Gramps, not cool Josh, at chat. Does anybody remember when he showed Zoids? When he shows Zoids? Is that a television show? I know, that's so funny. Vic really made me scared. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Dad. No, I mean Heath Ledger, 100%, dude. I'm sorry, Dad. Yeah, Jared Leto Joker, he sucks, dude. Brian Shapiro should yell at him and tell him to, suck his balls or something. I'm sorry, Dad. Tisha Bromley. Well, thank you for being here, Tisha Bromley. Good luck. Have fun. Don't die. Go rent it on Prime. Best ever. Absolutely. I like Leto's Joker, but I wouldn't call it the best Joker. Just that 2.5 minutes, Vic. I got the chills. I actually welled up with tears. I mean, that universe means so much to me, and the fact that Zack Snyder played off the mythological god aspect so well, because that's why you like DC. If you like DC, it's because you're into mythology and gods among men. If you like Marvel, you like thinking about normal people getting bit by stuff and becoming, superpower people. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's just two different philosophies between the two franchises, and I love mythology. I love mythology. I do. I love larger than life stories, and you got that with the DCU. You're the DCEU. Want to see a magic trick? Bam. Ta-da! I love that. I love that. That was a great scene. Not cool, Josh. Yeah, it was an anime series. No, the only anime I ever got into, what was it? I'm going to have to yell for my wife. What was the only anime series that I ever legitimately got into? I'll have to get back to you on that, because there's like one that I rather enjoyed. Can't get any better than Danny DeVito's The Penguin. Yeah, I mean, yes, I agree. And he's just like throwing up black goo. Well, I mean, that movie was so sadistic and weird. No, honey, not Sailor Moon. I watched that with you. I don't mind it. Oh, Digimon. Yes. This right here. See my little Guillemon tattoo? Digimon. Yes, I am very gay. Digimon. Yes, you're still part of the Cool Vic team. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Fuck Jared Leto in the Suicide Squad movies. But Digimon, Digimon Adventure, Digimon Tamers. I'm very much a giant Digimon fan. To this day, I'm kind of still a big Digimon fan. Nicholson Joker was great. For the first like serious take on a live action Joker, that was safe. Trump saved Digimon. Is that true? Tell me about that. Bit that dude's. I know, right? And Christopher Walken was in it, and Pee Wee Herman was in it. And I'm a huge Pee Wee Herman fan. Paul Rubens, what? Didn't Paul Rubens play the Penguin's dad? Did he play his daddy? I think so. On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution. Too big to rig. That was funny. I appreciated that. I barely remember Digimon. Was it like a knockoff of Pokemon? I mean, the names are very similar. The stories couldn't be farther apart, except for there's little monsters. But in Pokemon, you catch them, and that's the point. Digimon just exist, and then they become friends with you. You're not really collecting Digimons. Digimons are the difference you can tell between Digimons and Pokemons is Pokemons are little cute guys that just get a little bit bigger and cuter and a little bit bigger and cuter. Digimons will grow when they hatch, they're cute, and then all of a sudden they're a fucking leopard with like 6 guns attached to them and a cannon behind them and like razor blades for their fingernails. That's the big difference you can tell between Digimon and Pokemon. Daddy Vic, no. Okay, let's get a skit in here, guys. Let's get a skit. You guys are distracting me. You guys are such big distractions.
You know it's just 3 more poker hands until you're a multi-millionaire.
Oh, no thank you. I have a wife and kids, and I'm perfectly happy.
Yo, man, you want to take a couple hits? It'll make you feel good.
Oh, no, I have a great support system, and frankly, I'm not willing to compromise that.
Hey, sir.
Whoa. Sorry about that. Yikes. What? That was a little racy. That was a little, we were just talking about that with Hollywood. Yikes. Yeah, we need a palate cleanser. We need to get that out of our mouths. No. Are you really moving the video? Are you really? God damn it. I thought you were talking about Little Monsters, the movie. I assume you've seen it since Howie Mandel's in it. No, just because Jeremy works for Howie. You know what Jeremy does? He's not here, so we won't be all embarrassed about it. He runs his whole podcast. He produces the whole Howie Mandel podcast. He did that for Theo Von. He did some work with Shane Gillis. I mean, Jerry went out to L.A. and then just made it, just blew up and made it. What did Cool Vic say? Hey, Joshy boy, you and Dokarian look alike. I don't know who that is. I'm so sorry. Monster Rancher was cool. I remember Monster Rancher. Are you really moving the video we're seeing with your hand? Yes. Look. Do. Oh, whoops. Look, is this magic to you, Vic? Look, see? You can see my hand move with the picture. Whoa, look, it's like Pong. Dude. Cash App. Joshy Darko 666. Cash App, Josh. Cash App your bud, Josh Staub. Right? Okay, you know what? That was the last skit was a little molesty, so I'm gonna show you different. Speaking of Jerry, I actually prepared a couple snippets of our old band, Conan the Barber Librarian, and he, last night he was in the chat and he was like, "Show him some Conan stuff." I thought he'd be here today, and so I actually clipped some of our music videos. They're not the full music videos; they're all under a minute, but the song is going to change drastically from one second to the other. But just understand the sentiment. I'm going to show you guys some of this. All right, check this out. This is Jerry's and I's band, Conan the Barber Librarian. This was a song called 925. Yes, look, it's just not the first thing on my mind, but I am ashamed of the 666 thing. I'm so sorry. I really am. If you haven't watched the show before, I rebuke myself for that all the time. I'm so sorry. Keyboards. Yes, I play the keyboards. Nice, Josh. I used to play in a band. We were punk thrash. That's cool. That's kind of what this is, Mescal. 925 was written when I worked in an office. That's true. And Ivan SR, you're right. You know what? After today, I don't want it to offend people. I know it's offensive. I had that since before I was a Christian. So I will. For you, dude, I'll change it. I'm going to get a new Venmo. We're going to change it. There should be no reason that on my show, if I'm professing the love of Christ and believing in Christ's atonement, that I should have 666 advertised anywhere. You're actually right about that. I need to take personal responsibility for that and accountability. That's not a grift. You're right about that, man. You're right. I kept pushing it off. I kept making excuses. It's just, it's an annoying thing to have to do. But if I'm going to sit here and profess God's love, I should not have 666 displayed anywhere on my screen or in my life. You're totally right about that. I would like to see ones and W's in the chat for that dude who rightfully called me out on that and actually is making me have a change of heart to make that more of a priority. That's just the truth. If I want to profess truth, I don't want people to see that and get confused. So ones and W's. Ones and W's for my dude. Let me show you the next song. There was no 666 in that video anywhere. We made all those videos ourselves, and it was fun. That was in my old apartment. We filled it with fog, and then we didn't realize that it was going to be filled with fog as we were doing it. I don't know why we didn't think of that. But then we opened the door, and it looked like a Cheech and Chong movie. I couldn't tell you, the wall of smoke was so thick you couldn't see through it. And it was just barreling. We lived on the top floor of our apartment. It was, we had one of those square courtyards. And if you looked at the building head on from the ground, it looked like it was on fire. The cops came. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I don't know why. We didn't think of it. We weren't like, who cares? This is going to be so sick. Who cares? The risk is going to outweigh the, any sort of consequence. We just didn't think about it. Stupid. Really dumb. Let's see. They were like, there's not a domestic here. Yeah, they thought I was like beating my wife or something. Kendall, you need to spill on the old school Joshy lore. That mythology's rough, bro. I don't think you want to hear it. Since Alan's not here, autotune can make anyone sound good. Just kidding, Joshy's rare. No, I mean, it is. Everybody was doing that back. There was just something to do. Dark Arts Jewelry. Haha, this is awesome. Thank you, Dark Arts. Angela, look behind you. Jason? Are you talking about Jason? Yeah, that's true. That's right, Kendall. When the cops came, they thought we were smoking weed, and that's why it was so smoky. Mezcal Dreamer says, I still play PS2 and OG Xbox. Cool Vic says, ha, no, RIP 360. I thought it was going to skip. Not the 360. That's funny. People really cared about that Xbox 360. That was still during the time when Xbox 360 was cool, too. That was over 10 years ago we were making those music videos. But we made all those ourselves. Jerry's really, I mean, there's a reason Jerry's running the Howie Mandel podcast now. Because I smoke you, Josh, bad. Great. I don't want, I used to grow, too. I had to stop. I had to stop the debauchery of my older lifestyle. Because I used to grow for a dispensary class. I even broke some records for table weight. Because no matter what I'm doing, I will work as hard as I can. When I started at Spirit, I was just a $9 an hour grunt employee. Then I became district. When I was working at Tokyo Joe's, $9 an hour grunt employee, and then I became district. When I was working for the grow place, I was just a shitty little trimmer, and then I became like a 2-time champion grow guy. And now that I work for Cool Vic, after this week, because I kind of fell behind on some things because of the workload, you are going to see results, Vic. I am going to work so hard for you. But anyway, that's what you should be doing. You guys, when you're doing anything, put 100% into it. There's going to be times when you fall behind, but the only value we have as human beings is the value we bring ourselves. That's why we have such a problem with the philosophy of leftism, because they think that things should happen to them, whereas we know that we need to do things to make things happen. That's where the whole pull yourself up from your bootstraps come from. That's why conservatives literally say, the harder you work, the more you'll get reward. And then the lefties go, that's not real. That's not real. Trickle-down economics does not work. It's because you've never worked hard, dude. You don't know what that means to work 6 back-to-back 14-hour doubles at a restaurant and really try to show value, to become an asset for the people above you to see and give you those promotions, baby. Make that Skrilla. The Skrilla in Manila. Girl, you know it's. Girl, you know it's. Brian Shapiro's true. Joshy Darko, something, something, something. Cash App. Josh, stop. I'm a felon, but not a watermelon felon. That's okay, Mezcal. I went to jail once. And it's not even a cool story. I had expired tag plates, and I forgot to pay the ticket. And I had a bench worn out. And I got pulled over. I got arrested, and I got thrown in jail for 8 hours. And I was scared. I was a puss in that jail. Right away, I got this little brown sack of like this piece of bread and this horrific peanut butter looking substance. And a dude came up to me right away and realized I was looking weak. And he goes, "You gonna give me that, right?" And I was like, yeah, take it. I guess so. And then I'm in the corner shaking. This is not my environment. This is not where Joshy wants to be. And so one of the jailers felt bad for me because I was a ridiculously compliant person. And they were like, you know what, dude? We're going to put you in a different cell. We're going to get you out of this area. They put me in the basement where all the lights were off except for my cell, and there's just this little baby window outside of it, and you can't see anything. And I was there with no clock, no sound for 8 hours, 8 straight. I'm just walking around in circles singing songs, hoping that it hasn't been a month. I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know where I was anymore after that. And then my buddies picked me up, and they got me out on a PR bond, and we went to the skate park, and we did some 360s. Cash App. Da-da-ba-ba-ba. Josh is a bad boss, wifing up the help. Josh, we just started dating. That's true. That was like a month into Kendall and I dating. I got arrested in 2013 for expired plates. Shitty ham and cheese sandwich. I have a similar story. I'd love for you to say it. Blue, if you want to say the story, I'd love to read it. Corporal. Did the Spirit Shop get you an ice cream cake from the Dairy Queen in Cardin? No, because I didn't quit the right way. I did not quit the right way. I had been working for Spirit for so long, and I'm kind of I got to sound humble, but I'm kind of a golden boy at Spirit. I actually work hard. They can depend on me. I'm not calling out for concerts. I'll go fill in wherever people need me. There's a reason that I get promoted, right? I never get hired to be manager. I always get promoted up to manager. And so they were kind of doing some silly stuff though. This was my first week back. They told me that I was just going to temporarily help the store out. That's an hour away. But they told all the kids that I was going to be their new permanent manager. I was like, oh, that's not true. And their district manager had quit. And so today I had, it's neither here nor there. But I didn't feel horrible quitting that job so that I could give all my time to Cool Vic. I don't feel horrible. Calling out for concerts. That's true, man. That's true. These kids, these fucking kids, dude. These stores are $3 million stores that make this money in 4 months, and they're run by fucking children. They're run by children who think that responsibility and taking accountability is nothing. They're like, oh, well, I had a concert this Friday. And I'm like, did you tell me about that concert? Well, no, but I gotta go. I'm like, no, get coverage. Why don't you understand this? You're screwing me. You're fucking everybody on Friday. You're not just fucking, you don't get to go to a concert. I'm sorry. There's 5 people that are depending on you. They want time off too, you little prick. I'm sorry. I get very I get very emotional about this stuff. Has anybody do the Cash App? Let's do the Cash App thing. Venmo, Josh Dobb. Let's see. We're an hour and 5 minutes. We might end it early tonight, guys. We might end it early. Let me see if I forgot any skits. The Cash App is still open, though. I mean, you guys are welcome to throw some more Cash Apps. Let's see. Do we have any more skits? We did a lot of James stuff. We did. Oh, here we go. Here's one I don't think I did yet.
You know what we're doing tonight, you guys? We're upping that body count, bro. And this is gonna be sick. Oh, hell yeah, I have the perfect thing. 1 sec. Love to see it, boys. Choose your weapons. Make them weak in the knees, baby. Ow. Oh. What the hell, Ted? God, Ted. I know what's going on here. Tell us, Ted, what? I misunderstood you guys. Body count. Let's just forget about this and move.
He did not understand what they meant by body count, and it looked like he was a little too familiar with what he thought it was. They said body count, he brought a G out. And guys, W's and 1s for guns. Can I tell you guys, you guys haven't seen ones at all this episode. You guys have not seen guns at all this episode, have you? I left him upstairs by accident, and I was not going to ask you guys to stay here while I go to the back porch and grab him. But he's thinking about you guys. Guns is here in spirit, and he will be here tomorrow night. We're going to go all the way until Saturday. We're doing the 10 o'clock show on Saturday. And guys, that's my first 2-hour show. We're going to do 2 hours. That can also be interpreted a couple different ways. One in dubs. Whoa, Blue. Oh, Blue's telling a story. Okay, I'm going to catch up here, Blue. Let's see. Where does Blue's story start? Was it only these 2 paragraphs? Okay, Blue, I'm going to read it out loud to the kids. We're going to do a little bit of story time here. Was driving. I just did 12-hour stay in Miami for a simple traffic thing, and they almost put me in with the father raper murderers. Oh, my God. I was 18 or 19. Taught me jail or prison did not line up with my culture. No! Oh, my God. Blue, I'm happy you're okay, dude. And even if anything did happen, you're not going to tell us here. I just thought I'd throw that out there. For everybody. Cash App. Blue, why don't you Cash App me? I'm not going to out you. But really, man, I'm thank God that you're safe. Thank God that you're here right now. And thank you for being here right now. It's very valuable to me that you're here. I really appreciate you. Rachel Wilson, she Cash Apped me. And we got to give 1s and W's for Rachel Wilson. Guys, 1s and W's for Rachel Wilson. I would assume that means Rachel Wilson is here right now. Rach, how come you dunked on Brian Shapiro harder than that Carson kid, and he didn't lose his mind on you like that? That was impressive. I've never seen Brian Shapiro do that before. But really, thank you so much. It really means a lot that you threw a Cash App my way. You'll never know just how much it means that you guys all come here and hang out with me. Thank you very, very much, you guys. Let's see. I don't know, guys. Is there another skit? Can we do one more skit? Do you guys mind if I do one more skit? I'm not ready yet. My body's telling me to stop, but my mind is saying, no, keep spurging. Show more skits. Do more things. Let's see. How about a classic? Is there any classic in here? One moment. Because if I can find a classic, we're going to play it. Yes, we found one. This is one of my favorite skits I've ever done in my life. I hope you guys re-enjoy it. If you haven't seen it yet, enjoy.
This was ridiculous. See me back in court. I'm Don Lemon. I'm here with a serial killer. We're about to break into a gentleman's home, and I'm going to document a live murder. It's okay. This person is a Trump supporter. I just think it's really important for the American people to see what happens if you support a fascist dictator. Oh, are you ready? Okay, come on.
1 week later.
I think my arrest was ridiculous. I think it was a joke. I was just doing journalisming. I didn't murder the guy. I was standing 3 feet away from the guy who did. And I think Donald Trump is just targeting any journalismists that are perhaps putting his administration in a poor light.
Did you guys get it? Did you guys get the joke? And are you guys proud of me that I actually had the self-control enough not to just make a bunch of black and gay jokes in there? Now, there was one gay joke in there. Did you guys catch what it was? Did you guys see what the little subtle gay reference was in the video? And Rachel Wilson, yes, I think Brian Shapiro is so fucking scared of your husband. And that's why he's extremely careful what he says. He still tries to be tough, but he's very, very careful what he says in context to Andrew. Even when he talks shit about him, he's respectful about it. Right? And then can we get the final word, Rachel? Is he really going to debate Andrew? Is that a real thing? I just thought I heard that was never going to happen ever again. And then, he said 2 times recently that he's going to debate Andrew in his studio. And so, I mean, you might have the skinny on that. You are married to the guy. He is 6 feet tall. Yes, cool, Vic. It was the pink triangle. Yes, cool. That was the Tinky Winky triangle magnetized to the microphone. That was just a wink. That was just a small wink. Venmo Joshy Darko, Cash App Josh Top, just a little wink. Cash App. Yes, it was the purple triangle. Rachel, is it true? Is Andrew going to debate Brian on his show? Andrew said no more. I remember that, Scott. I remember that. I think Andrew was going to, but somebody told him that Brian was talking mad shit about us at dinner after the 8v1. So I don't know. Yeah, I have heard that Brian spends most of his time in people's chats, texts, or DMs. Like most of his day is dedicated to antagonizing and harassing people, and I believe it. That's why I believe the Sarah Spector stuff. I mean, he denies it, but I mean, look, he denied he denied the shit about going into your DMs and saying what he said, Rachel. Like the dude does lie about. I mean, he's proven. Apparently, someone at dinner recorded it and sent it to Andrew. Oh my god, if that ever releases, I'm gonna be pretty excited to see that. Yeah, someone in my chat earlier who was at the 8v1 said he was talking mad crap. About Andrew or about you, Vic? I would imagine maybe a little bit you. You do the same thing on Alan, to be fair. Alan did it first. Alan likes it. Look, Brian and Andrew, they don't have the centrifugal relationship where they're trying to hype each other and trying to have a villain, right? Alan knows what he's doing. I know what I'm doing. Why don't you go and check a reply I gave to Alan on one of my videos yesterday and tell me if you think that him and I hate each other? Just saying. And it might ruin the mythology, but I have to prove to you that the Alan and I thing is very one-sided. Alan comes in here, and he just spurgs and hates to spurg and hate, and then I capitalized on it. I went, oh, this villain, this enemy, is happening very organically, and maybe it can be added to the mythology of the show. All of a sudden, I have a heel, and it just happened like that. There's more. I gotta. Oh, I think Andrew is going to have quite a lot to say about it very soon. He might even, oh, no way. Cool. Oh, I can't wait, man. That's going to be so fun. I love those cartoons. Thank you. You heard it here, folks. Thank you so much, Rachel. He still referred to me as a small YouTuber, apparently. Dude, you're gonna have 200,000. You're gonna have Dragon Fist numbers soon. I mean, no doubt. Next 2 months, and he's still gonna be like that small YouTuber that just wants to capitalize on me. He probably raw dogged Stormy Daniels 2 weeks before Barron Trump was born. At the same time as Trump, they were probably doing this inside of Stormy Daniels without a CDOM. They were just raw dogging. They were just doing the double-headed dragon inside of Stormy Daniels 2 weeks before Barron Trump was born. I regret that I did that, Vic. I apologize. I know you're my boss, and I need to be more respectful than that. We'll have a talk later. I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, God. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, at least you laughed. Good. Why don't we end it there, guys? There's no more skits. We're at 1 hour and 13 minutes. I'm running out of stuff to say. Do you guys hear my voice? Do you guys hear this? When's the last time you guys have heard this? This doesn't happen to me. And now it's happening. I regret that you did that. I know, Angela. That's something you can't get out of your head. Did you guys see Willow? Do you guys remember that two-headed dragon, that stop-motion two-headed dragon? You know, that was like trying to bite Warwick Davis? You remember Willow? That's what was happening inside of Stormy Daniels 2 weeks before Barron Trump was born. You're a 34-count felon. And now, well, I guess Stormy Daniels would be a 304-count felon, right? A 304 count? 304. I'm getting tired, guys. I'm getting tired. My voice is dying. I'm dying. You guys know how fat I am? I'm dying. I'm not going to do the cleavage on camera thing anymore. But I mean, you guys, I'm not skinny. I definitely meet the criteria for obese. I'm dying. W's in the chat for death, guys. Come on. Laugh my ass off. 304 count felon. Yeah, Stormy Daniels. I would consider Stormy Daniels to be a 304 count felon. And that's another thing Brian brings up all the time, the Stormy Daniels thing. And then Michael Avenatti gets a felony like 2 weeks after that whole thing settles down for fraud. Her lawyer that was involved, and he was like on the Capitol Hill steps, like saying, we're going to take that mushroom gobbler down. He got a felony. He got arrested for it. He spent time in jail. He did hard time. Michael Avenatti was a total, he was a joke. He was a simp joke. Good night. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being my wife. I love you, Kendall. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You have a giant set of personalities that just don't stop. I love you. Scott says, remember the lawyer that was representing her? He stole all of her money. Yeah, I know. Mike Lavinati. Angela, email sent. Let me know. Yeah, absolutely. I saw that. Pix. He tried to blackmail Nike. I think I heard something about that. All right, guys, I'm terrible at leaving because I say I'm going to leave like 3 times. It's like watching Return of the King Extended Edition, Lord of the Rings movie, and then it's like 5 fake endings. You're in the theater at the midnight release. It's getting to be like 4 a.m, and you're like, you get that little rush of excitement in your head because the movie was good, but you can tell it's kind of wrapping up. And then Samwise Gamgee appears on screen, and there's another 5 minutes, and then it fades out. And then Frodo Baggins is on the screen, and he does that thing where he just... You know, that weird, like, kind of creepy smile he does when he's trying to look more jovial. That's like how Frodo Baggins does it. He does that. All right, guys, I love you guys. Jesus Christ is real. God loves you guys. Thank you for being not cool. We have the 2-hour show coming up on Saturday, the very first 2-hour show. Guys, thank you for all the donations. W's for Vic and Rachel for being here. It always feels like we have like a celebrity time with Vic and Rachel in the room, right? Vic says, dude, I'm still cracking up at the double raw dog joke. You mean the Willow Dragons inside of Stormy Daniels at the same time you and Trump? This would have to be like an orange one. But you and Trump, you guys, it's you know like when you rub a dog's tummy and like his skin kind of goes up and down when you're rubbing a dog's tummy, like you could feel the rib cage. I would assume, I don't have to say anything else, right? I would just assume the double Willowhead dragon. It probably feels something a little bit like that. Guys, it's getting too late. I have to stop. I have to stop doing this. I love you guys. Christ is good. You guys are always not cool. Stay tuned for the 2-hour show on Saturday. Tomorrow we're going to be going live again. I hope it's just as fun. I have a great time with you guys. I have to end it. I don't know how to raid. I'm still figuring all of this out. Thank you, Rachel. Thanks for popping in and giving us some tea. Cool Vic. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for allowing me to quit my day job. I could quit my day job. I get to work for you full time now. That's how well this has been doing. I love you guys. I hope you have a blessed evening. God bless. You're not cool. You're just as not cool as me. And hopefully you don't have any sort of W dreams about Vic and Trump doing the double-headed dragon inside of Stormy Daniels. Good night, everybody.